Still loading. It's published. We're live.
Alrighty. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, Corey and Gabby on the updates with the 21-day herbal cleanse. How's it going, my sister? How is it going? All right, so we will be coming in here shortly, giving a few people time to get in.
My phone's in there.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right, we got more people coming in. We're excited. Got a few testimonies for you all. Sit back and if you can, down in the comment box, give us a shout out and let us know the city that you are watching this live feed, this broadcast from. Right, if you're just coming in, hey, welcome. Corey and Gabby with some updates on the 21-day mucus reducing cleanse that we're doing. All right.
Okay. Let me. Oh no. Peace and blessing, guys. This is Sister Gabby, or Gabrielle, with Mother's Over Instincts, or Herbally Defined, depending on what platform you are viewing from. And we are live, and we have a house full of children and a house full of adults. So if you hear children in the background, they're mine. And if you hear adults in the background, they're pastors. So
All right.
take that off. How do I take my sound off there?
All right, hey.
Oh.
There we go. All righty. So, hey, we're back. We're just going to come on for a few minutes. So, whoever comes across this video, welcome. We're here, sitting here in our home. Decided that we would want to come on today and just talk about a few key points on what's happening, with the 21-day cleanse. And so, are you hearing anything, Gabby, as to what folks are saying about the cleanse, or what they feel is happening? Just considering that they are doing just the first portion of the 14-day process.
Yes. From the few people that we have here, locally here in Kansas City, where we are residing, we have about, I believe, 4 to 6 testimonials already. I had one mother who started the cleanse immediately after we did the live show, and on her third day, by her third day, she had already lost 5 pounds, and she noticed a lot of energy, not as sluggish, and that was just by the third day. But we have multiple people who are doing the cleanse, and they've been having a lot of successes. So much so that it's been more success than they've normally had when they do like a diet change. Their body is really responding to this type of cleanse and this type of return back to the original foods that we were genetically created to consume. So the successes are natural, 100% natural, and they wouldn't be considered unhealthy. You know, of course, in your profession, honey, how you all would classify an unhealthy weight loss versus a healthy weight loss. It would be if you are losing more than 2 pounds a week, that would be considered unhealthy according to I guess the medical institutions that they have set up. But this is 100% healthy because it's not that they're adding anything synthetic into their system or into their diet. It's the body's natural process that it's going through to actually eliminate what shouldn't be there. And, you know, like I shared with a lot of the sisters who are experiencing this rapid weight loss, I've explained to them that your body has been holding on to so much toxic waste for so long that it's going through this process of actually detoxing and removing all of it out in a natural way by natural means, that it seems like it would be an unhealthy way to lose weight, but it's getting rid of material that doesn't belong in it. A lot of synthetics that have been stored up in your adipose tissue for years is being released through just regular urination because they're staying hydrated, through regular bowel movement because they're staying hydrated as well. And, you know, the body normally holds on to a lot of waste if it doesn't have a proper way to, or if the organs haven't been responding properly to release it. A lot of the waste that we hold on to is because it's clogged up and the organs have not been able to absorb the proper nutrients or macronutrients, vitamins and minerals that's needed to actually function in the way it's supposed to function. I mean, people who are irregular have been put back onto a regular bowel movement. And so I have a few testimonials here on the sheet, just whenever you want to go over the testimonials. And I guess you can go from there, honey.
Well, you know, one thing I want to talk about before we go into it, you know, to bring you all up to speed, we talked about a process in which we're going to go. You know, we have a 90-day process, all in all, that people are going to go through for this maximum result experience that we're looking to take. Is basically designed and set up for, you know, people to, like you said, to go through some initial elimination of heavy metals, initial elimination of parasites, and then mostly, but initial elimination of, you know, waste, you know, in the system. And so, with that being said, you know, we are, you know, desiring that, you know, with this process, that we begin to develop healthy habits. We begin to position ourselves to be able to get the body functioning, you know, somewhat proper, to restore good metabolic processes in the body. And overall, to get us to understand that the way we have eaten in the past, and I mean, there it was just recently a huge conference that was done, and they were, there was a body of different health professionals that addressed the USDA eating guidelines that traditionally had, given us a number of fats, grains, and proteins that we should consume each day, a certain number of vegetables, a certain number of fruits. And what we found, in particular, we've seen people begin to regenerate, certain processes in the body. They cleanse out certain parasites where normally you would call these parasites, herpes simplex, or
virus.
You would call it a virus or certain bacteria. And so people are starting to change it around, just eat this way they eat, their intake alone. And so that's one of the reasons why we're doing it. We're not making healing claims, so we're going to put that disclaimer out there. But I tell you what, you begin to eat like this. You challenge the way you have been eating, and you watch what happens. So that's what it's about. We don't want to be on here long. We just want to give you all a few updates, and then we'll catch you all. I know if you have received our 21-day cleanse packet, then you have the event schedule laid out for you, so that you'll know when we're going to really talk about some of those really juicy topics that you can be a part of and participate in. But let's talk about some of the results that you have been seeing around here. I know we've had you've pulled 3 out of all the folks that we received that said they want to start. Now, not everybody started at the same time, as I know, and we made that announcement when we started last Monday, this past Monday, actually. But that's what's great with the results, that people are getting results in just a week's time. But when we started, we did the introductory video. One of the things we wanted everybody to know that each consecutive Monday, that's an opportunity to start, within this first 4 weeks. So some people will be starting tomorrow, all right? Some people will be starting next Monday, and then there's a group of people that's going to be starting the Monday after that. So whichever Monday you start, we'll be here for questions, for support. But we don't care who follow along. We just know we are along for the journey. And so it looked like there's probably about 6 people watching right now, but we have well in excess, probably a good 40 people that's interested in doing it, and that's already signed up to do it. And so if you're interested in doing it and you have not received a packet, what email would you like them to send their contact to, so that they can get in touch with you, get their questions answered before we talk about the results?
Okay, yes, sir. So you can send your email directly to mothersherbalinstincts@gmail.com, or you can send it to my Facebook. You can just log onto my Facebook page. You can type in Herbally Defined. It'll pull up my page. You can click on it, and there's a button that says Send Email. If that's going to be easier for you to do, you can just click Send Email, and I'll get your email as well through there.
All right, so let's talk about Crystal. Crystal talked to you. She gave you an update. So what did she tell you?
Well, she has lost 5 pounds thus far. Doing the cleanse has definitely regulated her bowel movements. She's actually seen the parasites being passed in her stool. She is not experiencing any more bloating that she normally would experience, still continuing the same diet that we had before. And she's noticed that she doesn't have that clog, like the fogginess. Her mental clarity has been restored and it's increased. And this is just only in this first week.
Wow. That is, so she actually saw the parasites passing.
Yes, she has a thing with parasites, so I'm pretty sure she probably took pictures. And if y'all don't mind, she wouldn't mind sharing the pictures either. But she's been doing a lot of study on different parasites and what they look like, and so she's been doing her due diligence to see what type of parasites that she's been harboring. So she was very excited to actually see and know and witness that there were parasites actually living inside of her bowel. So she's very excited about that. And probably later on we may do pictures if you guys are interested. I don't want to gross anybody out living within the bowel or any part of your body, because they don't just live in your bowel. There's parasites on the brain, there's parasites in the spine, there's parasites in your flesh, there's parasites in every organ of your body, depending on how heavily field of them you are. And I'm gonna tell you now, if you lived a lifestyle of just eating nothing but swine or pork, you're infested. You have tons of parasites, and you may have them on your brain, just because parasites, they don't stay in one spot unless that is the spot where the certain proteins or foods that you're eating is plentiful. So like my husband was speaking about, I think maybe 2 minutes ago, before we started talking about the testimonials, about different diseases that we know that we've been taught are called viruses, are actually parasites, and they lodge in different areas of the body based off of what type of protein or its food source is going to be plentiful there. So the parasites that you're actually seeing, it could possibly be the actual diseases that we have been told all of our lives that there are no cure for. And so actually seeing parasites come out is a good thing, because now you know that there's healing actually taking place in your body, and that you'll no longer have those symptoms of what the parasites are causing. I just want to let you know, it's kind of like wordplay. They tell us it's a virus, but if you actually pay attention to the definition of a virus, a virus is only supposed to be in your system for 7 to 10 days, because it naturally is supposed to leave. There's no type of drugs or antibiotics that they can actually give you to get rid of a virus. So if you've heard of somebody go in they have the stomach bug, that's a virus. And if you go to try to actually get assistance from a hospital, they're going to tell you there's nothing that we can do, because a virus is natural and it has a natural process. It will leave your system in 7 to 10 days. So how is it that these are viruses that we have and they're in your system longer than 7 to 10 days? So then what really is it? It can't possibly be a virus if it's staying in your system longer than 10 days. That's according to their definition. So that's like wordplay.
Right.
It's like major wordplay. Now, unless they've updated the definition of virus,
right,
it's not a virus. It's parasites.
Right. So let's go to Mother Sandra. Now, what did she tell you about the cleanse?
Okay, well, Mother has experienced increased energy. She also has felt light. She has not experienced any bloating as well. She's noticed that her skin tone has cleared and it's evening out. And so that's really good.
Right. I know that's good for her. And it's just the beginning. This is 1 week. You got to think that, the body has been saturated, through and through with so many different just things that are in the environment, you know, in the foods that we eat, that, you know, it's just gonna absolutely one day come to a head. And when I say come to a head, it is going to manifest itself in the form of a sickness, or possibly even a terminal sickness. And so that's the reason why we're doing it. So, you know, and let me say this. Know that when you come online, there's only so much that you can say, but we really have to be able to reach out and touch one another so that you can really get a good understanding of what's going on. Because behind the scenes, behind the camera, there's so much that we could share with you all that you can, you would just absolutely flip, knowing that, you know, we have been bamboozled into eating a such diet. We have been bamboozled into, okay, let's eat these types of foods. You know, these foods are okay when actually they're not. And so what we have found, you know, we made the comparison to a, you know, just, you know, looking at the Mother Nature and looking at, you know, what we call biomes. Biomes are, you know, similar environments, you know, regionally, you know, across, you know, the globe, where you find yourself that you have certain animals, certain climates, you have certain foods that are native to that biome or to that region. And so what you find, you know, we begin to look into those things, and we look just like you take the gorilla. All right, the gorilla is probably one of the most strongest animals, you know, in the jungles of the Amazon, or in Africa, or wherever, you know, the habitat is. But yet, how many scoops of protein are they taking? Right?
None.
They're not taking any protein. In fact, they're not even eating meat.
No, not at all.
So that,
not at all.
That's an oxymoron. So then, what should we really be eating? So we just want to bring that to mind. Let's go ahead and talk about Jazz and look at her results that she's getting.
Okay, well, Sister Jasmine, thus far, she is experiencing a lot more energy. She had already started doing a mucus cleanse, removing from her diet before she started instituting the colon cleanse. And she had already kind of experienced a bulk of what I had shared with you guys previously when we did the first video on what are the types of symptoms you may experience. You know, she already went through the breakout overload over her body. She already went through excess mucus being removed from the bowel and from her sinus, you know, from draining. She's already went through the skin rashes, and so she's coming out of the major that major rut,
right,
that, you know, will hit once you start pulling all of those toxins and synthetic drugs that have been embedded into your tissue. So now she's doing strictly the fruits, like we have set up on the little meal plan that we had on the sheet that we sent out, and she's doing the colon cleanse. And so now she's experiencing the lightening, the increase in energy. She's noticing that now. And like I said, all of these are everyone who just started, and for that week. They haven't been doing you know, the actual colon cleanse, which is the cleanse that removes the toxins. It removes the heavy metals and the heavy metals that aren't supposed to be in your body. And it removes the parasites, as well as any built up waste or bowel that has been clogged up, any polyps that have been made or established within the intestinal walls. It removes all of that as well.
Right. So, you know, you can go ahead and talk about the other deal, and then we're going to go ahead and end it.
Okay. So, we have Mama Pat, who has lost 8 pounds. She sees that her eczema, she had dealt with eczema, and she's starting to see and notice that the darkness that was on her skin is completely removing itself. She's actually gotten a shade lighter.
Right. All right.
She's gotten a shade lighter. And her skin has gotten softer. So, you know, if you've ever dealt with eczema, you know how patchy and rough it is. When you even touch your skin the slightest, it'll flake. So she's feeling softer, and she's noticing and seeing lighter skin. Like, I've seen her skin, and it is lightening up. And she is following the cleanse, and she's following the meal plan. And then we have, of course, Mama JC, Mother JC. So far, in just this 1 week, she's lost 14 pounds with using the cleanse and sticking to the meal plan. And that's a great accomplishment for Mother, because her hardest part is sticking to the meal plan. And she's been doing it. She's been doing very good. And I'm proud of her. We're proud of her.
Right.
So that's all the testimonials that we've gotten thus far from everybody who's here locally. And we wanted to update you guys with that as an encouragement to you all.
All right. Well, hey, I want to say this before we go. Make sure, again, that you reach out to Gabby's email, you know, if you're interested in being a part, if you have any questions, because this is one thing I can guarantee you. You're going to hear some amazing testimonies along this process. And so anybody that you think can benefit from this is not about religion. This is not about groups, gangs, you know, families. This is about being a part of, you know, what is essential for you, especially for some of you all to understand who you are as a people. You definitely have to change your mindset. You got to change your process. And when you do that, you change, you know, your total lifestyle and the way you live. So, you know, I thank you all for being a part, participating in today's short video to bring you all online with what's going on. Sister Gabby, you got anything that you want to say to the people before we click them off?
Nope, I think we said everything.
All right. Hey, good job, you know, with leading all the ladies. Good job to you all as well. And hey, we'll see you all next time. Make sure you pay attention to the upcoming events with Mother's Herbal Instinct, because we got some really good things coming up. In fact, you don't want to miss the next actual live event, and we'll get that posted. And,
meal prep.
That's right.
I'm going to show you how I prepare some of our meals here. Of course, my love will pick which ones he wants to do. He has his favorites. So, and we'll do that. I'll show you how to make it, what we use to season it, and...
Exactly. All right. Well, hey, you all have a great one. And, hey, Corey, Gabby, and we'll see you all soon.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Shalom.